Hello. How are you? Let me fix this right here. I've got everything messed up. Did you manage to make my live stream earlier? It's 48 seconds of goodness. I'm sorry about that. I have my computer will just all of a sudden seize up and just screw everything up. And so that's what happened. I was literally right in the middle of my live stream. I was happy to be here. I was going to go through all the things we were going to do today. The introduction was wonderful compared to normal, and it just went terrible. I mean, all of a sudden I hear this noise, which means that it's not connected, and then everything just slowly starts falling apart to the point where it's just frozen on the screen, and then I have to restart everything, and it's just a disaster. And so I apologize. I'm going to go with you for the next hour. If you come in the chat, we'll mix it up a little bit, but I'm not gonna fight with you in the chat. I'm just happy that you're there. We're gonna go over a bunch of stuff today. Let's kind of set the tone. We're gonna talk about real estate in 2022. We're gonna talk about luxury homes in Kansas City. We're gonna talk about a Google Trends article that was a little disconcerting. I'm sorry. We're gonna talk about closing costs might be moving up as well as home prices. And then finally, just a validation that the home prices are through the roof, with the core index being higher for February, I believe. And we may say, John, this is May. Why do we care about February? Well, because we seem to get better numbers as time goes on. And so that's why I think about it that way. The other thing is I'm behind on my articles. Like today, after today's live stream, I have no articles for tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to walk you through the mess in my computer real quick, because I'm kind of working on my storytelling, and since no one's around, I think this is the perfect time to do it. So as you know, I'm not on time for the live stream. My live stream normally starts at 9 a.m. And here we're rocking 3:30 in St. Louis, Missouri, Central Time. And so we're way late. And I didn't even have my computer on until about noon today. And so anyway, I had everything set up. I had all my screens set up. I had everything going. I start the live stream, and it's a pretty good start, to be honest with you. Everything's going well. And all of a sudden I hear this noise. And when I hear this noise, I have a Stream Deck, but I don't use it. It's just plugged in. And as soon as that went totally black, my camera went like to a frozen frame. So I could see on my streaming software, like I'm frozen, but I know I can still talk. So then, I mean, what do? You're on a live stream. Now, a while ago, I'd say when I first started, I would have been like freaked out. Oh my God, the live stream's crashed. What am I going to do? But after you've had it happen like 5 or 10 times, it's like, it happens, and you just hope that people find it afterwards. Now today, there was nobody really on. So like 48 seconds in, all this is going on. I just deleted it. I mean, I guess where I'm at on that is, I don't want you to think that I'm hiding things from you, but I mean, 48 seconds of garbage isn't really worth going on. Now, could we watch the stream and see what happens? Yeah, that'd be pretty weird though. That'd be pretty weird, because I don't know if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. I'll try. Let's see. I mean, this is just kind of me teaching myself how to do stuff anyway. So it would be here. It would be. I think this one. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to switch over. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if the sound's going to be on, but we'll just see how it goes. So here we go. Pretty good, huh? Really great. Clearly I didn't do that right. Where you at? Wonder what happened. I should have played. All right. Let's go here. It's this one. But it is not working out. It's not happy. Let's see if I can play in a different window. It might be a defective file. Yeah, it's a defective file. All right, so you're not going to get to see what I did, and I'm not going to be able to see what I did, but I am going to get me back to here. Hello. So one of the problems I've been having lately with my live streams is they've been like the picture today is just gorgeous, but it's the level of memory that my videos are taking up is in the gigabytes, and it's just like not necessary. So I'm getting real close to switching over to StreamYard's platform for my live streams in the morning. I've resisted it, but I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know. Whatever you guys think, put something in the comment section or something in the chat. So anyway, so everything blows up, and then I've had a rough day. I'm not gonna lie. It's been bad, and I don't know how much I'm going to tell you about it, but it's pretty terrible. And so, you know, it kind of took a lot of energy just to get my live stream up and running today, especially when it's late. I'm out of the habit of doing it in the afternoon, so it's just like. Then when that happened, I knew what I was. Well, I don't know exactly what I have to do, but there's certain things that I know I should do. So I knew I should restart the computer. If I restart the computer, you know, I've got on YouTube, I've got 2-factor authentication. So I got to go through all that rigmarole. I've got to go and reload all the pages that I had set up. I have to go check my notes, and then it was so screwed up that I couldn't even get to the hard drive to save it there. So I had to save it to a different place. And then, so I shut it down, and then I restarted it, and then I went outside for a little while. It's right now in St. Louis between about April and I don't think we have more than 2 or 3 weeks left. I would say between April and June, normally not even that late. We have really nice weather where the humidity isn't bad and you can just go outside and enjoy yourself. After that, it gets pretty dicey. It gets really, really hot and miserable. And so, yeah. So I was a little, you know, so I was irritated. I was frustrated. I was angry, and came back inside and put everything back together. And now here we are. So a couple of things. Just I'd say, you know, I'm doing well with my shorts for some reason. They're you know, they hadn't been doing well, like 2 or 3 views on a YouTube short, which is ridiculous. I'm getting up to 200. I appreciate that. I could really use some subscribers because right now it's just I grind and grind and grind and grind, and it's just sometimes there's no rewards, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to keep doing the show when you're not seeing any sort of positive results. And you say, well, why do you keep doing it? And it's like, I like the challenge. I like the challenge. What I need to do to be better, what I need to do things different. I mean, I'm in a space where I'm comfortable, and that is I'm not in the real estate, you know, bullshit section. I'm in the real estate for real section. That's where I want to be. Now that makes it difficult because if I want to have a guest, you know, who are they? Are they a normal agent, or are they a terrible person, or what's going on with those people? Or, you know, are they a writer of real estate articles? Have they ever actually done the real estate business? I mean, who are these people? And then, like, as far as industry insiders, I don't know that I trust any industry insider. I mean, really. So there's that. So when we talk about what would be the perfect audience is somebody that wants to have some real estate content, wants to not have a bunch of BS and just learn stuff, or at least get a perspective outside of their own bubble. And I think I can provide that. So that's my ideal audience. Now, how do you play to the ideal audience that you don't have? I don't know. It's been weird. But yesterday was my 100th broadcast, my 100th live stream on this channel. And I can count on my hands the number of times I've had more than one viewer. It's not good. Not good. It has to be better. I don't know how we're going to make it better, but we're going to make it better. It's going to work out. I just know it. I don't know how. So that being said, let's talk about, really, I think we're going to go through it and it's going to be long. And I'm not warning you that it's going to be long. I'm just telling you that it's going to be an actual kind of emotional time for me, which is, I'm not very emotional. So this will be good. There will not be any crying. There may be a curse word here or there, but let's get to it. So I just want to explain to you the misery that one faces as a buyer's agent in St. Louis, Missouri, as of May 17th, 2022. Okay. So let me just tell you about this scenario. I kind of tried to walk through it yesterday. I don't think I did it justice. I don't think that we had everything resolved. And so now there's been a resolution, and so we can continue. So about Monday of last week, I got an email from one of my buyers that says, hey, there's this property coming up. I'd really like to go see it. In fact, I think I'm going to want to put an offer on it. Now, this is not suspicious because that happens all the time. People are always excited about the pictures before they're excited about the house. Most of the time, if you can get decent pictures online, people will go to the house. And some of them with the intent to purchase it right off the bat without even seeing the inside. And so the showings didn't start until Friday. So I said, okay, hey, showings don't start until Friday. In the meantime, let's look at some other houses that are coming up close to this house. Okay, so this house was priced at, let's say this house was priced at $200. And then there was another house priced at $210, and there was another house priced at $220. So I couldn't, with this particular buyer, I couldn't explain to him, like, hey, you shouldn't have this level of excitement to write an offer since you've never written an offer before. This isn't the one to do it. Like you need to, if you want to write an offer, you need to decide after you've seen the house, not prejudge your decision. But I would tell that to anyone. He wasn't listening. My buyer not listening. Definitely not. So we get to the house, and it's a nice house. It's been staged by a group of people that is known for how they stage their homes, and it was great. It was great. It looked fine. There was, the grass was cut. Everything was fine. No problems. Okay. It was $189. And when we left there, I knew that he was going to want to put an offer on that home. Now, I did not want to put an offer on that home. And you say, well, why not, John? Well, because as the market has changed, okay, what people can afford has gone down. Okay. So now when we were, probably looking at something for $300,000, now we're struggling to get something for $200,000. Okay. And all those people that were up there in the 300s are now down in the 200s. And plus there's still people down in that 200 level anyway. So this is bad. I mean, this is not a good situation. Now we've got all these people fighting for the lowest price houses in the marketplace. And there's a reason why houses are priced low. It's usually because there's something wrong with them. Okay. It's not because they find out like, hey, this is what we can afford, so we'll price it at this price. No, it's like, this is a low price house, and it's like a feeding frenzy. And let me try to go over this again. I know it sounds weird, but people can only afford so much. If you look at just average showings, and this is over my experience, this is over my time, say you have a house, at least in St. Louis, between $100,000 and $150,000. You'll have like 50 showings. Okay. And let's go with, let's say you have 100 showings. Okay. And let's say 150 to 200,000, you'll probably have 25 showings. Let's go, 300 to 350. You might have maybe 15 showings. Up in the $500,000, you're getting like 7 or 8 showings. That's the way it always had been. And before the market went completely crazy. But my point is just you're already going to get a lot of traffic through a home at a lower price. And if you're going to get a lot of traffic, you can expect to get a lot more offers. This is true in the normal market, which we're not in. But anyway, we went to the second house. Again, it was $10,000 more. It was on a busier street about 2 blocks away from the house we looked at. It's a nice home. It actually had a dishwasher. It had a garage. It was clean. It was a nice house. And I told my buyer right then and there, I said, you should put an offer on this house. Now, why did I say that? Why did I say that? Well, because I knew what was going on. The first house was priced too low. It was priced too low. It should have been priced probably around, let's say 210. Let's say it probably should have been priced around 210. And I've changed the numbers because I'm trying not to give away too much to anyone. You know, I don't want anybody to know anything that I'm doing, or I don't want anybody to be able to figure it out. But anyway, so it was priced. The first house was priced too low. There's a feeding frenzy at the house, which means whoever does win is going to overpay. Plus, the competition is going to be terrible. Whereas this house, everyone in the neighborhood, okay, everyone looking at houses this week is at that other house. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and put an offer on this house where we get a chance to get it? That's my logic. Okay, so then let me get a drink. So then, I'll say it again because it's just kind of annoying. So then, we go to another house. This house is priced $10,000 more than the previous house. Okay, $20,000 more than the asking price of the first house. And it's a total disaster. And there's nothing better about this particular home. It's just a bad comp. It's a bad house. It'll probably go under contract this weekend, but it certainly isn't one where like everybody wanted to have anything to do with it. So sure enough, my buyer really wasn't even looking at the other 2 houses, like didn't even care, just wanted to quit. You know, he had found his house and he didn't want to look at the other ones. And no matter what I told him or tried to explain to him, he was convinced he was going to get this house. Okay. So I let him go. I said, you know, think about it overnight. Let me know tomorrow. So tomorrow comes, that Saturday. He says, I want to put an offer in the house for X amount of dollars. I said, okay. Now he's never written an offer. And so I said, hey, let's talk about this before, like as we write it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write up a draft of the offer, and then you'll be able to see what we're talking about. And then you can ask me questions. We can Zoom, we can meet up or something. And then we can go over this line by line and just, you know, understand what you're doing. I think that's very important. Unfortunately, he had to go somewhere. He was like, I got to go somewhere at 4 and I'm not going to be home for the rest of the night. And I was like, well, that's okay, because I have everything written out. I've sent it to you, and you go ahead and take a look at it whenever you do get a chance, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay. So now Friday, I didn't add to the story, which I should have. I showed like 12 houses Friday to different buyers. I had 3 different buyers. In fact, I had to cancel one showing and have my colleague Jan show the house in my space, in my place, because I just couldn't be in 2 places at once. But anyway, so Saturday, now about 2:00, I'm done basically. And then Sunday, I get a call early in the morning. Family members in the hospital. I need to go. I need to go be with my family on Sunday morning. So we're in a hospital. Okay. Not a great hospital, by the way, in St. Louis. I'll let you guys figure out where the hospital is. Let me just say you had to do a metal detector test before you could go in to the hospital. So it's really great. Really love that. Go in. I'm sitting there, and what I thought was I was going to be able to talk to my buyer client on the phone. I wasn't going to be able to go Zoom with him, but I could at least talk on the phone. And so, but I couldn't get the document signed, and I really needed to get the document signed and get, in this case, now I've got this hanging over my head. We want to write an offer, and now, you know, it's hanging over my head. Now Saturday it was hanging over my head. Now Sunday I'm dealing with some issues myself, and now I've got to deal with this listing. So of course I asked my friend Jan to help me with writing up the offer, or at least getting it signed and everything like that. But I had no cell service. I was in the middle of a basement, a very big concrete basement. So I couldn't very well talk to my buyer, but already my buyer had started going back on what he was going to offer. He chose a different number, a lower number, which was not going to work. I told him when he walked, I told him before we even went to the house what the number was going to be. It was going to have to be to buy it. I don't know exactly what the number is. I mean, in my opinion, I'm going to be shocked in 30 days if that number isn't what I said it was. And I told him, like, this is why you're going to have to be at this number. This is the hottest house right now. Everybody's going to want to, put an offer on this one. You have to come in at a stupid number because everyone else is going to be at a stupid number. You have to have the most stupid number. And he said, okay. He was fine with that. But then when on Sunday, when we were talking, he cut his number down a good number. He cut it down a lot. And then some of the other things that I was had in the offer that were kind of a benefit to the sellers and could get us a chance to actually buy the house, he cut those out too. So now we've got a crappy offer on a Sunday afternoon, but still decent. I mean, just not where it needs to be. I didn't have a lot of confidence. So now Sunday, I'm out of the hospital. I'm able to send the offer over after a couple hours after talking about it with my buyer, and nice agent on the other end, on the seller side said, thanks for your offer, and we'll let you know tomorrow, which is fine. So Monday comes around. I do the live stream. I tell you that I have an offer in, and go about my work. It's to be about 6 o'clock. Okay. 6 o'clock on a Monday night. I'm having this thing hang over my head since Friday. My buyer just wants to know what's going on because, he thinks he's going to get the house, and I think he's got a chance. I get an email about maybe 6:15. I'm at Lowe's. It says, hey, we had 22 offers and yours isn't the one we picked. Now, I had a good idea we weren't going to get the house because normally what happens if you have a competitive offer, the agent normally calls you to clarify anything that they have and that might be confusing the offer. They'll be in touch with you just to ask questions and see if they could learn more about the buyer or something like that. There's always some sort of contact, and I wasn't getting any of that on Monday. So I had a pretty good idea we weren't going to get it. So come to find out, and I don't think that this is going to hurt anybody yet, they had 22 offers. You cannot win a listing with 22 offers. Okay. So now my buyer is sad. I'm okay a little bit because I'm used to the disappointment. But then later on, I'd say about 9 o'clock at night, I think the realization hit me that I'd spent my whole weekend showing houses. Okay. The whole weekend. I'd had all this stress, about writing offers and trying to get one accepted, having to talk and discuss all these things with my buyer. And then I had to deal with the hospital mess. And for what? Drive around all over the place, $4 gallon gas. For what? This happens every weekend to me. It's not always the same buyer. And it's not that I don't make aggressive offers. It's just the market is stupid. Now, some asshat wrote an article on one of the real estate sites. And I might get to it, I might not. And they said, don't tell people that the market is terrible because they won't want to use you as an agent. Well, how dumb is that? Why wouldn't you tell the truth as an agent how miserable the market really is and how really stupid it is? When you're coming in at every offer, you're coming in over asking. Okay. You're coming in, no inspections, quick closing, all cash offers, and you still don't get a house. Okay. Oh, and appraisal gap coverage. I mean, if you do even get you probably waive the appraisal anyway. If you're not financing it. So, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Okay. And every weekend. Now I don't have nearly as many buyers as I had a month ago because most of them they've said, I can't afford this. This is bullshit. We're leaving. That's how bad the market is. The market is terrible. If you're a home buyer right now, it's terrible. Every story you read about people having monthly payments that are ridiculous, it's because the market's terrible. Okay. Everything you read about inflation, true. Okay. First time home buyers, single home buyers, people that have normal incomes are not able to purchase a house, at least in St. Louis right now. Have the best job in the world, you can make 6 figures. You're going to have a difficult time buying a house in St. Louis right now. And so every weekend, I basically go and do the same thing. I blow the whole weekend. I show houses. I write offers. They're rejected on Monday, and I'm left with nothing to look forward to, nothing to be happy about, Just know that the next weekend I'm going to do the exact same thing. This has gone on for at least 6 months, maybe a year. Okay. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate it for a couple of reasons. One, I'm overdone on buyers. I have no listings. The people that would actually be able to buy houses have houses to sell, but we can't sell those houses until they actually buy something. So my business is being just ravaged by this. And no one's going to feel sorry for a real estate agent. I get that. This is ridiculous. How you can have so many agents in the marketplace and have so many buyers and have so much disappointment. I mean, if you're carrying like buyers like I am, like 4 or 5, 6, and you're doing this every weekend, okay, your mental health may be an issue at this point, because this is terrible. I mean, it's like you're used to telling your buyers like, hey, I'm sorry we didn't get the house. There'll be another one. Yeah, there's going to be another one, but you're not going to be able to buy that one either. So I disagree with anyone that says that this market is great for buyers. I disagree with anyone that says that you shouldn't be truthful about talking about how bad the market really is and how frustrating it really is. I mean, imagine that you cannot even go and buy a house in 2022 without a serious, financial silly work. Now you say, well, John, you're just mad that you didn't get the house. I don't look for what the house is going to sell for. I don't think I'd be very comfortable telling my buyer that that's a great house to buy for that price. It was a fine house. Okay. But it wasn't like the basement was finished. It wasn't like there was a whole lot here to be excited about. I really can't stand the market. People ask me, what is it going to go for? And the number, I just come up with the most stupid number I can. And that's normally what it'll sell for. Okay. And I just don't feel comfortable with it. And we're just going to keep doing this over and over and over again until everyone's out of the marketplace or something else. Now, I try to be fair. I try to take every article I have and kind of, parse it with my experience. And, everyone says the market's not going to go down because there's such a demand for houses. That may be true. I don't know. But I know that we've got $4. I think the last time I looked at $4.15 a gallon for gas, for the cheap gas. I know that fertilizer costs have gone through the roof. I know that the Russian ruble is gaining on every currency in the world. I know that we're embroiled in a proxy war with Russia. I mean, there are some serious issues going on in the world. And I know that the current administration hates fossil fuels. So, I mean, we have some serious issues. And how those don't bleed into the housing market, I have no idea. There have been signs in the housing market that things are awry for at least the last 2 years. I mean, first off, if God forbid you'd actually have to get something fixed at a house, I mean, you're going to be months out because the service people are just working their asses off and they've got more business than they can do. So you already had that weird problem. But then add to that what was a low, historically low mortgage rate. And now you've really got yourself, all these people buying houses. Like I said, my buyer probably could have afforded maybe $250,000, $300,000 house. And now we're looking at 200 and it's a little dicey on the finances because the interest rates are going up. So I'm not hopeful. Like some people keep saying, you just need so much more supply. And, I'm okay with that. The market's not going to go down with that if that's what you want to believe. But I'm not okay with this idea that things are just peachy and wonderful. My business is getting hammered, okay, because I'm getting stuck paying all these bills that are more expensive, of course, because of all the issues in the world, and then I'm not doing enough transactions to make it interesting, and I really can't do a transaction. That's where I'm at. I'm locked up in the point that, like, as a buyer's agent, I cannot help my buyers. I can't even get a house under contract. On the listing side, I could probably do very well every week. If I had a house for sale, I think I could get it under contract. But I don't have any listings because my buyers need places to buy first. And I'm not going to be the one that says, hey, go sell your house and then you'll have no place to live. That's just stupid. If your agent ever tells you that, just kind of question it in this market. But what I wanted to tell you is that I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm annoyed. I'm sad. There's a lot of feelings revolving around what's going on in the market today. Because I can't seem to get ahead. You know, if I were doing like 16 transactions a month, that would be one thing. But I'm literally struggling with like one or two. And if even that. And here's the real problem. Like I do give a damn about my clients. I do care. Okay. Like I'm going through this withdrawal and sadness just like my buyer is. Okay. If I'm working for a big outfit, a big team here in St. Louis, I'm literally telling them every weekend, just spend the most money you possibly can and just buy it. Buy the house. Don't worry about the price. Just buy the house. I mean, like I'm literally telling people bad advice at this point. I'm telling them to just spend more than everybody else and it doesn't matter what the values are. Because on those teams, you've got to produce or you're done. So I'm in a really bad spot. I'm not happy. And that's just the way it is. Will I get happier? Well, how would that work exactly? More transactions? Yes, definitely. But like I said, it's too hard to make a deal right now. So, I mean, I'm angry. I'm just telling you right now, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm not confident about the future. And I've picked up 2 buyers in the past 2 weeks. And I tell them, look, this is a terrible market. And so whoever wrote that you might scare away your buyer, let them be scared away. If you're scared away by mere words and not actually being out there and getting blown out of the water every week, then you shouldn't be buying a house ever. You really shouldn't. I mean, if it's that difficult, if someone says to you, hey, do you know that the market's terrible? Like you really should check before you go out and try to buy a house if the words are going to scare you. That's one of the things that, you know, I noticed as a buyer's agent a long time ago that has always held true. And that is if someone wants to buy a house and you tell them, hey, I don't know that this particular house is a great idea. And they come back at you and say, well, these are the reasons why I think it's a good idea. And the reasons are sound. Hey, that's their house. I mean, that's fine. I'm very happy for them. It's a completely different situation than me telling someone, hey, I think that this is a great house to buy. And they say, oh, you know, you're right. And let's just go buy it. You know, if you can have some pushback, it's good. If you can have some back and forth between the buyer and yourself, that's good. Because if you can knock it off their list by just some of the things you say, that means it probably wasn't a very strong candidate in the first place. This is my thought on this issue. I don't know. I don't know where you guys stand. I don't know if you've ever done the business to know. But one of the things I wanted to put out there that you may not understand is when somebody is likely to buy a house, they will call me. They will email me. They will text me. They will set appointments. We will go look at houses. That's how I know I have a good buyer, a serious buyer. If I have to call the buyer and say like, hey, do you want to go look at houses this weekend? Hey, did anything come across? That's not a buyer that's got any sort of chance in this market. I mean, you have to be out there hitting, you have to be out there making aggressive offers. And that's just the way it is. It's very frustrating right now. I'm just trying to explain to you how frustrating it is, because you feel like you should, at least if you're out there and you're working, let's say you work at a factory and you worked your 10 hours or you worked your 8 hours. You deserve pay for that 8 hours. Okay. At least within 2 weeks of when you worked it. With me, this work that I'm doing, I'm not getting paid for it. You say you will when the house closes. I can't get anything under contract. It's really that bad. I don't know what to do. So anyway, what happened this morning? I would say loss of motivation, loss of interest, disgust. Why do I want to get up and do a live stream? Why do I want to do anything right now when I can't sell a house? When I can't get a house under contract? Why do I want to have anything? I don't want to have anything to do with anything. I was just so angry. So tired of it. Add to that my live stream, which I put a lot of time in, at least probably 2 hours a day, minimum. 1 viewer, 2 viewers, maybe 10 views total. Okay. Everything you do starts getting to be kind of painted with the stench of failure. And I hate it. This is the 101 program I've done on this live stream on this channel, and I have 10 subscribers. I get views later on down the road, but nothing during the chat. I don't get to chat with anyone. It's terrible. And then I get to go out into the real world and deal with taking buyers to houses all weekend long, writing offers, and then not getting anything done on Monday. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And so let me repeat, to whoever wrote that article that said you shouldn't tell your buyers or sellers that the market is awful, you're wrong. Absolutely wrong. There's no doubt in my mind that you have not done the real estate business anytime soon. Anytime recently, because it's just terrible. And I'm really, really sick of it. And I don't think I'm going to get to a podcast today because I'm tired in a weird way. But anyway, it's bad. It's annoying and I hate it. Just to get into it a little bit more. I got into real estate to help my buyers and help sellers. That's why I got into real estate. It wasn't to make $1 million. It was just to help people, because I saw when I was buying my house myself, how quickly somebody could take advantage of you on any different numbers of ways. And I didn't want that to be a part of my brokerage. And so I worked to get my brokerage off the ground, Deerwood Realty. And I wanted it to be a place where I could work with my buyers and work with my sellers, and we could have a wonderful time in the marketplace. And I could be of service. I'm not of much service when we look at a house and 35 other offers have been put in on the house, and the highest bid's going to win, or the bid with some sort of shenanigans is going to win, and it's not going to be mine. Like, that's not me providing service. That's me being a commodity. And I don't like it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. This is not the real estate business. It's not the real estate business to have buyers call you, have them be pre-approved, have them have good jobs, and then go out there weekend after weekend and not for them to be able to find a house at all that they can actually buy. They may see a house that they really love, but they get outbid week after week after week. It's just not going to work. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. This is stupid. And so, I think we should all kind of take a pause and say, what is going on structurally with this market? Why is this working out so poorly for so many people? Now, look, I don't blame you if you're a seller. Okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. This is something that has much more to do in the real estate world with forces that I don't even understand. How can it be this how can we have this much imbalance in the marketplace? Like, how many people are pulling the strings and really messing this up? So, and I mean, I want to tell you like how miserable I am today. Like, I want you to understand how broken I am right now, because I'm going to have someone call me this week and say, hey, let's go look at a house this weekend. And we're going to go look at that house, and they're going to say, this is the house for us. And they're going to say, how much is this going to be? How much are we going to offer? And we're going to talk about that. And it's always going to be a stupid percentage over offer. And even then, even though the buyers want the house, even though we're over asking, even though we have great terms for the sellers, there's going to be 30 other people that have the same terms or better than us, when they're probably going to get the house. That's the reality of my weekends now. Back in the day, it used to be, you go to a house, you take a look, you say, that's a pretty nice house. You know, I'd like to buy that house. And you know what? You could work out a deal with the seller and you could buy the house. Now you look at a house, you say, that's a nice house. I'd like to buy that house. And it's like, good luck. Good luck. Very, very frustrating. So I think what I'm going to do, just because I'm so irritated today. We're not going to do a normal show. I'm not going to have everything the way I normally do. We'll get to where we can get to, but it won't be the full show. We might not get to the articles or anything. I don't want to hold anybody over. I just don't know. So I did want to go over the I did want to go check this one thing here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's get into our Google Trends article. This was in search as of yesterday. So I don't want to hear about how, I can't talk about it when everyone's searching about it. It says Arbys manager accused of urinating in the milkshake mix. Washington police uncovered the video as they executed a search warrant on his phone as part of a child abuse image investigation. Wow. It says a manager at an Arbys fast food restaurant in Washington state has been accused of urinating into a milkshake mix that might have then been served to dozens of people. Police in Vancouver, across the Columbia River from Portland, Oregon, said they uncovered footage of the 29-year-old man peeing into a bag of milkshake mix as they were executing a search warrant on his phone as part of an investigation into child sex abuse images, the Columbian newspaper reported. So let me get this straight. So the guy's kind of a perv, not even kind of, he is. Got pictures of kiddie porn on his phone, and he's peeing into the milkshake mix at Arbys. Like, where do you find this employee? It says the manager made one court appearance last Wednesday on child abuse image allegations and another on Friday for a new allegation of second-degree assault with sexual motivation after they found the 16-second urination video. Now, this is in the article. It's not me. I didn't make this up. It says, according to probable cause affidavit filed in Clark County Superior Court, the video's metadata showed it was recorded on the 30th of October at an Arbys in Vancouver's Mill Plain neighborhood. The manager acknowledged to investigators that he urinated in the milkshake mix bag at least twice, but said he was almost sure he threw the bag out. He said he was working alone in the restaurant that night and that he did it for sexual gratification. He told detectives that if he did not throw the bag away, it would have been added to the other mix by the next shift and served to customers. Another manager at the Arbys told detectives that the restaurant sold at least one ice cream float and about 30 to 40 milkshakes that day, court records said. In an email to the Columbian, Sergeant Julie Ballou of Vancouver police said investigators had no evidence that Arbys or its franchise owner was aware of the man's abhorrent actions. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I don't think that there's any sort of training videos that say, hey, pee into a bag of milkshake mix at Arbys. Like, I don't think that's happening. Then it says the Clark County Public Health Director, Dr. Alan Melnick, told the newspaper that there's no significant health risk to consuming a drink contaminated with urine. Okay. I mean, fine. There's no significant health risk. However, I don't think we should be drinking milkshakes with urine in it. A judge raised the man's bail Friday from $5,000 to $40,000. He's scheduled to be arraigned on the 25th of May. Now, let's just go over this story for a moment. we got a guy in a lot of trouble for doing some bad things. Then they find that he was doing some more bad things, maybe, but we're not sure. It's possible he didn't do anything wrong. Well, I mean, he did do something wrong. I mean, seriously. So, yeah. Yeah. Gross. Honestly, like when you read stories like this, when you see stuff on the internet, like it makes you not want to go eat at these places. Now, I haven't eaten at Arbys in a number of years. I'm not real excited about going to eat there now. But I'm not like, I don't want you to think that I'm hammering Arbys. I mean, like I don't want to have anything to do. Like that's not my point. This guy's a sick dude. He needs some help. And then, Arbys is going to have a problem. Like Arbys is going to need to put some ads out that say like, we like the things that everybody else likes. We like the current thing. They're going to be needed to do that because right now their image is a little bit off. I'm just no one's going to Arbys today saying like, hey, I really, really want a milkshake. Like, not happening. Not if they read this article. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Let's move on. What are the rates doing? What are the rates doing today? There's a pretty house there. Timber Ridge Acres. Anyway, yeah, down here we got rates rising 5.45%. Now this is real time, but not really real time. I don't know how to explain it. It's on the website. I use it to kind of judge where we're at on rates. Right now, 5.45%. Not great. Last time I looked this morning it was 5.37. So it just depends on the day. Depends on the time. So let's look at some luxury homes in Kansas City. Have you ever been to Kansas City? I have a couple times. I was there like a couple weeks ago. I don't know, this first house has been on the market for forever, so I'm not interested. And this house doesn't have a picture of the front of the house. I think I know the house that it is because I remember seeing it the last time, but I don't know. Let's just keep on moving down the road. So here's the first house. $2 million, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. Built in 1988, a 6-car garage. Has been on the market for 12 days. 4,870 square feet, 50 pictures. That's pretty much perfect for me. Property details, a little bit more than I want to read. So let's just keep going here. So we're going to look. I mean, it's pretty good curb appeal. It looks different. And then it looks dated. But I mean, it has a great, it is dated. It looks like pretty much straight from 1988. My parents have this refrigerator right here. But their house isn't worth $2 million. So one of the things about this house that's a shame is it's got no furniture, so we really can't see, but it's almost a blessing because the furniture is probably terrible anyway. I mean, yeah, it's dated. It's a shame. Like these houses with the big square footage, like to get the house up into shape, like for like modern living standards, it's just going to cost a fortune. And there's nothing wrong with the house. It's just dated. It's aesthetically not pleasing. You've got a pool. I mean, it's great. You've got an outdoor space, but we've moved on from like, that's not even a good outdoor space anymore. Now we've got thousands of square feet. Now, the thing is, there's a road right here. I don't know if you want your pool right there by the road. I think that the agent, it needs some help. I think the agent did a good job of presenting this property in its current light. Okay, he's not hiding anything. So no arguments there. That's the first house, $2 million, about 4,800 square feet. I would pass on that one. Now we've got another house, $2 million, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 8,192 square feet on a 1.07 acre lot. It's been on the market 113 days. It's got a 4-car garage, built in 1995, which is the year I graduated high school, for those who are interested. 48 pictures. What do we have with the what do we have with the details? Okay, well, it's not that much. Let's read it. Above all standards, time span trademark 1.5 story home greets you with a secured entry, business Burmese granite flooring, winding staircase with award-winning Bob Faust wrought iron complements, ornate Lobmeyer chandelier shipped from Austria, dense study with fireplace, multiple safe rooms, exercise room, formal dining and gourmet kitchen, 4-car garage and ample storage, custom structurally engineered home using only steel, concrete, brick construction with slate roofing over perlite roofing base underlayment, concealed guttering, a 35,000 Cummins kilowatt backup power system adds to the security and sustainability of this quality crafted home, acre plus estate corner lot, original owner, meticulously maintained, ready for your move today. Now, I'm just going to put some stuff out there for you that I understand as a listing agent that perhaps you may not notice. And that one of those things is no one cares how this house is built. You could literally say this house is built out of toothpicks and no one's going to care. They care about what the inside looks like. They care about the design. They care about how it looks. They don't care about its bones. They don't care what it's made of. So here we go. We're in picture 2. This house, I mean, if it was built in 1995 and this is the original owner, it's probably going to be dated from 1995. I'm just guessing. Okay. Like, and just between you and I, okay. Like I'm trying to kind of, when we go over these listings, I'm trying to show you things that I've picked up in over the years. And one of them is this. Look at this. You've got a television here on a bench. Okay. The television is kind of dated looking. All right. So I don't even know if this is real. But if it is, then how do you explain this door? Like, who walks through this door to get out here? So that's a question for you. I mean, it could be virtually staged. We don't know. I mean, there's an awful modern chair. Now, you can't walk apparently like it's just a built-in. But the same goes, like, why would you do this if you had a lot of space? It's a very strange home. The decor is very, I don't know. We could do a poll because, well, why not? Who wouldn't like to have a fireplace in a gas fireplace in their bedroom? Like, that would be really nice. I mean, that's straight from the 90s. And there was nothing wrong with the 90s. I mean, having grown up and graduated college in the 90s, there was nothing wrong with the 90s. Just, we've kind of moved on with our designs and stuff. And it's kind of like, I don't like these night pictures, never have. One more home. I'm just checking to make sure that nobody's, in the chat. I don't want to leave them hanging. And I want to make sure that I'm showing the pictures of the listing, which I am. Just trying to look at something real quick here. Oh. All right, let's continue. Here we go. This is $1.7 million, 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 8,130 square feet on a 0.37 acre lot. It's been on the market for 52 days, built in 1952 with a 2-car garage. So, I think I'd like more. What does the property details say? Let's talk about it. It says gorgeous English Tudor on Country Club Plaza. Experienced plaza living with elegance, 8,100 square feet with stunning pool. Home was completely renovated in 2010. Grand entry with soaring ceilings and beautiful staircase. Main level is light, bright, and semi-open with newly refinished natural hardwoods. Spacious family room with floor-to-ceiling windows and doors which walk out onto the pool. Stunning dining room with high ceiling, built-ins, and fireplace. Chef's kitchen is equipped with a walk-in pantry and all the bells and whistles one needs. This thing was updated in 2010, completely renovated. That's 12 years ago. I mean, time just flies. Large bedroom suite with fireplace, which we just talked about. I think that'd be wonderful. Beautiful built-ins and tall ceilings located on the main level. Second level has 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths. Enormous master suite located up and not to be forgotten. Enormous master suite located up and not to be forgotten. All right. Tall ceilings, his and her closets, laundry room area, an additional office workout area, nursery, beautiful views overlooking the pool. Lower level has been nicely finished within the past 2 years. No detail was spared. Tall ceilings, many built-ins for storage, wet bar area, theater room with seating, and 6 large bedroom with full bath. Completely landscaped yard, amazing gunite pool, and covered with a covered patio and fireplace. This home is an entertainer's dream. Best value in town, lowest price per square foot in the area. Well, that's interesting that you would use that argument. 52 days on the market. Now, so this is like Country Club Plaza. That's a space in Kansas City. They got shops and everything like that. I'm guessing that's what we're talking about here. I mean, it looks nice, right? 1.79. I mean, so 1.8 million. Stainless steel. I mean, it's got your Thermador. And we've talked about this, you know, if you have high dollar appliances, put them in the listing. Tell people about them. I certainly would. Now, none of these listings today have been like set up the way I like them, where you just kind of, where you got the front door, you walk in and you kind of can figure out where you're going. And I don't even see that these have virtual tours or anything. I mean, these listings so far today have been pretty sparse. No floor plans. We haven't seen floor plans in anything, which I think is dumb. I really do. I don't know why you wouldn't have a floor plan online for people in this day and age in 2022. It's a big place, and it is right by the fireplace. I mean, that's cool. I'll give you that. And it's got a projector above the. So. Okay. That's as far as I'm going to go. Let me get to here. So, I'm just going over what we have to do today. And there's so much. So, well, okay. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that sometimes it's not fun to be a buyer's agent, especially in this market. I mean, it's pretty awful. We learned that it's not fun to work all weekend and not have anything to show for it. That's no fun. We learned that the houses in Kansas City are pretty nice. No argument on some of the luxury homes we've seen there. And we learned that we don't want a milkshake at Arbys right now. That's not something that we want to order. With that, I'm going to head on out. I'm cutting a little short. Nobody's in the chat. That's okay. That's where I'm at. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I know it's getting late, 4:30 here, Central Time. And I will see you tomorrow, probably at 9. I may not post the show. You know, I may not set the showing until tomorrow. So don't freak out. If you come over at 9 and I'm not there, and I'm not, but if you see it, you know, the show's coming on, then come on and be a part of it. It's kind of fun. Like I said, with that, I'm heading out. Thank you for watching. I will catch you tomorrow.